माननीय सदस्य डॉक्टर फौजिया खां।
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you for being so generous with time today. I am seeing this generosity for the first time. I don't know what is the reason behind the generosity, but I think we can perceive the reason. Anyway, ma'am, this resolution which was moved by Shri Kartikeya Sharma is very imperative in today's times. Just a few years ago, artificial intelligence was viewed as a distant, futuristic concept. Today, it's an undeniable and defining force of our era. AI systems no longer remain confined to research labs. They actually shape decision-making across states, individual, corporate, and governmental. Everybody has scope to innovate. But while AI presents immense opportunities, its potential for misuse is also equally serious. One of the biggest threats is algorithmic bias. A global study in 2021 has revealed that only 20% of corporations using AI had an ethical framework in place. In a country as diverse as ours, unchecked biases in AI in these systems can deepen inequalities and erode public trust. So while we go for innovation, ethical restrictions are also very important. Addressing this challenge demands collaboration, not in silos, but through a structured partnership between academia, industry, and governance. Another major area that faces threat and potential harm in our defense is our defense and security networks and infrastructure. I think globally this is something which the world is putting their heads together for it. India's internal security landscape is no longer confined to traditional threats. We now face cyber warfare, AI-enabled surveillance, drone-based hybrid warfare, and even space-based threats. Between 2019 and 2022, cyber attacks on India's critical infrastructure have increased by 300%, according to CERT-IN. Ma'am, in 2023 alone, we have suffered over 79 million cyber attacks, making us the third most targeted nation globally. Let me cite a few worrying incidents, a few examples. The 2022 ransomware attack on AIIMS Delhi disrupted critical medical services for days. The 2021 drone strike on Jammu Air Force Station proved how commercial drones can be weaponized by non-state sectors. China's alleged use of AI surveillance along our borders raises alarms about misuse of dual-use technologies. Ma'am, the BSNL data breach exposed 278 GB of sensitive telecom data, including SIM card details and server snapshots. The data breach at Telangana's police's Hawk-Eye app compromised sensitive data relating to police services. The facial recognition system of Tamil Nadu police was breached, compromising integrity of law enforcement tools. These are only a few examples, ma'am, but there are several such examples that are emerging from time to time. And these are not altogether isolated incidents. They represent the growing capabilities of malicious actors to target both state institutions and common citizens. Such breaches can lead to identity theft, to espionage, and even sabotage of democratic institutions. The government must not only enforce data protection, but also integrate AI into regulatory frameworks to monitor, mitigate, and penalize misuse effectively. Internationally, too, as I said, the threat is expanding. The 2024 Lebanon pager attacks demonstrated vulnerabilities in military networks to cyber electronic warfare. Therefore, ma'am, India must act swiftly to modernize its defense infrastructure, especially insulating critical systems from foreign-made components, particularly from countries like China, on which we are relying too much. The Council for Future Affairs, as proposed in the resolution, is a forward-looking initiative, no doubt. But I strongly advocate for a dedicated sub-body within the Council, focused solely on national security. This body must, number one, formulate national security strategies addressing emerging tech threats like deepfakes and quantum computing. Number two, regulate dual-use technologies such as AI, drones, and biometric systems. Number three, ensure rapid absorption of indigenous technologies developed by DRDO, CSIR, IITs, and Indian private defense players. Ma'am, India has the talent and technological capability, but we face a clear academia-industry gap. The Netra AI of the DRDO surveillance system can revolutionize border monitoring, but it requires integration with our central armed police forces. The drone swarm technology of the IIT Madras offers counter-terrorism solutions, but without institutional adoption, it remains underutilized. Global models like the US Defense Innovation Unit can serve as blueprints. India must create similar security-focused innovation channel within the Council for Future Affairs. Ma'am, let us not allow technology to become our vulnerability. Let us make it our shield. Let us make it our shield by fostering a secure, ethical, and collaborative national AI ecosystem. With this resolution, we take a step forward towards securing India's digital and physical frontiers in an increasingly complex world. Thank you, ma'am, for not being